on, come on. Hey, what's going on, guys? Today's video, this is for Chase. If you're watching this video, I have some advice for you on your upcoming court date. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I was watching, I got back from Mexico and stuff like that, and I saw, I'm catching up on my, the guys I follow on Instagram and follow on, YouTube, and people, other Mo vloggers, and Chase, which is, one of the people I've met, were cool and stuff like that. He was talking about he got a ticket for no insurance on his car, and I just wanted to kind of give you some advice, which I've done, or I've been to court many times over different things. So, I just want to kind of, share some knowledge. And this is also for other people who might need, this kind of, advice, or this kind of like, I don't know what to do in a situation, or if something was to happen, here's how you would handle it. Okay, now, he got in trouble because he got pulled over going to his wife's great-grandmother's funeral. And it wasn't he was speeding or anything like that. He wasn't doing nothing stupid. He was in his car. And he wasn't doing nothing stupid. It's just one of those type of situations where, the police have that new scanner that scans people's license plate, and it will tell them if they have insurance or not. So, he gets pulled over, stops, and, basically the story is he has no insurance on his car, and they impounded his car, and he had to call, his mom to come get him to get his car out and all this stuff like that. And I'm going to say it like this. Chase, when you go to court, don't go to court empty-handed, because you never will beat I'm not saying you'll never beat a court case, with my word against his word. You should always bring some kind of proof, something to show the judge that, that either you get leniency or that you're innocent. Now, in this situation, his insurance company dropped his car insurance 6 months ago because he didn't fill out some proper paperwork that he never got about his wife and put on insurance or something like that, and they just canceled insurance and didn't tell him nothing or whatever. Now, the one thing you should always do is make sure that you constantly keep up with your insurance payments and all your records, because you never know. Every month I pay my insurance, so I know when I pay it, I've paid it, But if you get automatically drafted, have them, your insurance company, send you a text message or send you a complimentary like, hey, thank you for, your renewal on your insurance, blah, blah, blah. So they remind you of that. Just like a bill collector reminds you when you owe them money. They should remind you that you paid your bill. Another thing is this, Chase. The thing about when you're going through small counties, because just like what you've gone through, I've gone through the same with a speeding ticket. When you go through small counties like that, that's in between like Savannah, Georgia, or Macon and Georgia, that's all they do. That's all they do. They just sit there and wait for people from Atlanta to go through, and they just like, get you. That's what they do. So I had a similar situation where there was about 7 of us at my club. We were riding back from Macon. We got pulled over, and like 4 of us got tickets for like 4 of them got tickets for 125. Me and this other guy got a ticket for going 110, and one person got a ticket for going 101. Now, obviously that it was not true. At least not when they pulled us over, we're going that fast. Now, before there, I could say we were going a little bit fast in Mexico. But regardless of the fact, at the time of the stop, there was no way we were all doing that speed. No way, impossible. And the way they pulled us over was really sketchy. I mean, basically what happened was somebody called and said they were speeding motorcycles, and they were kind of waiting for us, but we had already stopped like going fast. So I just don't understand how can you still give us tickets for it. But anyway, we got the tickets, and three of the people decided to go ahead and pay their ticket, which their ticket ended up being like $600, $700, and then on top of that, they still had to pay the extra $200 for a super speeder. So their tickets are almost $1,000, and they got like 3 points off their license. So Chase, let me tell you this. What I learned in that situation is, if you're going to get a lawyer, okay, do not get a attorney from Atlanta. Never get an attorney from Atlanta. When you're dealing with small counties that you got a ticket in, never deal with big shot or attorneys from Atlanta or where you live, because small counties like that and towns like that, they like their own people. They like the people that they deal with, their prosecutors, their defense lawyers. They like to stick within their little county. When we got the ticket, we got a quote from an Atlanta lawyer. It was going to cost us like $8,000 for the represent all 7 of us. So that's a little bit over $1,000 a piece just to fight the ticket. And even with that, you don't even know if you're actually going to win. So that was like the scary part, that we didn't know if we're going to win or not, because, you know, a lot of times those small counties don't like big city lawyers. They will eat those lawyers up. They like to deal with the special prosecutors or special defense, lawyers within their county. So when they're going out playing golf or they're having dinner together, that's when they really talk about your court case. It'd be like, you'll see a judge, a prosecutor, and a lawyer together, be like, okay, well, it's Billy over here, we got him speeding, this and that. Well, okay, well, this is what we do. He's already paid the lawyer like $600-700, and the fine is like $500 some dollars or whatever. They'll turn around and say, okay, well, we will, once you plead him down, and then I'll give you a little bit of this money, prosecutor, I'll give you a little bit of this money, judge, and we'll all be happy. So now, to say that really happens, I'm not could say like yes or no, but I'm telling you, that's what they do. I know, because I just know that's what they do. That they just get together and they just talk about different cases when they're playing golf or playing poker or whatever they do. Okay, so when we got the lawyer offer, I told them, no, I'm not paying $8,000. Now y'all can pay whatever the hell y'all want to pay, but this guy, I'm not paying that money. You're crazy. So what I did was I contacted one of the lawyers that lived in the county that I got the ticket in, and they literally told me, yeah, I heard about your case. This certain lawyer, he even told me the lawyer's name, and I didn't even give him the lawyer's name when I talked to him, that they were talking about hiring. He said, yeah, this lawyer told me about your case, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, how much would you do it for? The lawyer would told me he'd do it for like, like $400 or $500. And I'm like, why would I want to pay this man over here, or we pay $8,000 over here with this guy, when he's asking advice from this guy in this county on what to do in the situation? Why would we need to do that? Why don't we just cut the middleman out and just go and get you as a lawyer? So that was the one thing I was like, you know what, that's what to do. Now, Chase, that's what I suggest you do. If you get a lawyer from that county. Get a lawyer from, wherever in that county, whatever. Now, here's another thing. Even if you're guilty, I would still fight the case. I would still fight it. Because the thing is, like, you don't know. The judge might, you might say, well, okay, I want a trial. Well, the officer might not show up. The officer might be busy or whatever, and might not show up, and they can potentially throw the case out right then and there on the spot. So that's the one I think you could do too, is just say not guilty, do a jury trial. Now, whatever you do, Chase, do not let them talk you into doing a bench trial, because bench trial, you're going to lose, because it's going to be your word against the officer, and of course the judge is going to go with the officer. So you might as well try just to go to court as far as a jury trial. Now, there is a chance that if they really want to stick it to you, it's a gamble. You got to really think about this as a poker. Sometimes you got to bluff. You got to play their bluff. So if you say I want a jury trial, it's going to take a long time before they get to you. Like, it might take 2 years, because just like any jury, they only meet the indictment people, whatever. They only meet like a couple times out of the year, and especially if they have a caseload that's backed up, it might take a year or two, and they don't want that. And the thing about it is they don't want to go and do a trial, because it would cost them more to do a trial versus what your fines are worth. And they might just either dismiss it or just say, okay, well, we'll plea you down to this, this, and this, and really give you a break, you know? So that's what I would suggest, is do a jury trial. Because when I did my case, I chose a jury trial. Yeah, it took me a year, and I went to court like twice over the whole year, and at the third time, they just said, you know what, we're going to dismiss it. Like, I had it so bad where the judge looked me in my eyeballs, looked in the windows of my soul, and told me for 20 years, he's been on the judge, nobody's won a jury trial for a traffic ticket or whatever. I told him, okay, well, there's always a first time for everything, and I want to be that number one. And I said, nope, I want a jury trial. And you know what? Within like a day or two later, they sent me a letter saying that they dismissed all the charges. So, yeah. And the thing is this. I even went and showed the prosecutor all my evidence before all this. Like, when I went to the prosecutor, I showed him I wasn't speeding. I showed him where supposedly they clocked us at. There was no way he was standing there. I also showed, I had an app called Life 360, and I literally mathematically averaged how fast I was going from this point to this point when I got pulled over, and nowhere in there was I going 110 miles per hour. So, you know, in your case, Chase, I'm gonna say it like this. If I was you, I would go there and tell the judge, like, what happened. I would literally show the judge that, yeah, I didn't have car insurance for 6 months. My insurance company did not let me know. I did not know. I normally keep my car insurance up. I would bring records to show consistently how long you've been with that insurance company, consistently showing that they've been auto drafting out of your account and that you've been paying all these years, and you're not going to wait 6 months and just rob out insurance for no reason. Also, you could also bring in one of the obituaries from from your wife's great grandmother's funeral to show the judge, hey, Your Honor, look, I was trying to go to this funeral. It was just a bad day. I'm sorry, this happened, and then on top of that, I thought I had insurance in my car, but use that. Tell the judge that. The judge will look at it and probably say, you know what, I understand where you were going, what you were doing, and how important it was to you. And that, and say that, well, I missed the funeral because I had to get my car out and things like that. Also show the judge that on the day that you got pulled over, that you put insurance on there immediately. Like, you put it on there, like, it literally at the time you got pulled over, that you put it on there. Show the judge that, like, I didn't know. And I'm telling you, if you show the judge all these things, I promise, I'm not gonna promise you because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that he'll cut you a break. I'm pretty sure that, he'll cut you a break and he'll say, okay, I understand you had here, you're showing all these years you've had constant insurance in your car, and that the paperwork, show them the paperwork that you're supposed to give your wife that you didn't receive, and that's why they dropped you and didn't tell you. Show them the obituary that that it was something happening important in your life, and that's why you were doing it. Show them all these things, and just tell them, like, I had to pay this much money to get my car impoundment and things like that. Just, because things like this, it never will hurt you to do that. Now, at the end of the day, he could be like, well, I don't want to see it. I don't care. You know what? It's always good to have something versus nothing in your hand, because at least if you showed something that the judge would know, like, okay, he must be serious. He's not walking in here in my courtroom just saying, I didn't know, blah, 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 and making excuses and stuff like that, because these judges has heard all the excuses. So you should just, like, tell them the truth. And that's what I did when I beat my case. I told him I wasn't speeding. I showed him all my proof and everything like that, and they dismissed it. You know, any little thing can count. You never, ever know. And also, another good thing about your situation, Chase, is this. It will take you, if you do a jury trial, it will take you at least a year or more before you even see a courtroom, because those, especially out in those little counties like that you got pulled over, the judges do rotations. So you might have 3 judges that do like 5 or 4 different counties. So if you went to court in March and saw one judge, then April that judge will go to another county, and then May the judge might go to another county, and then June the judge might come back into your, you know, to the county you got your ticket in, and they rotate. So you might have 3 judges and they all rotate every other month to different counties, and you won't be able to like go in March and see a judge and go in April, because the judges normally don't like go over other judges. If you are assigned this judge in March, you'll get the same judge in June or whenever. So I'm just saying, that is a way that you can deal with a certain situation that I have personally have done myself, and I've beaten many cases. Because when you go to court, they don't like you going to court. They just want you to shut up, pay the money, and go about your business. They hate seeing you in court, because they see you in court, they're like, okay, we got to deal with him. Okay, well, you know what? Let's work this out. Now, at the end of the day, you go to court, they can't give you no more time. They can't give you no more fines. You know what I'm saying? Because they're already going to charge you court costs and whatever, because you already got to go to court for this. So they can't do nothing more to you. So you might as well just go and deal with it.